it is, I don't know what the frack time it is, but it's almost witching hour. But I wanted to record this so that you can all see it, and then hopefully you can come up with you know, I usually send out links for Zoom, and then I will get my former students to come, and when I get a breakthrough of some kind, I will get my former students to come, and then we'll do readings. But then the last time I did that, I didn't feel like I got what I wanted. Okay. I didn't feel like I got what I wanted. So I've changed my mind. Instead of sending Zoom links and doing private stuff, right? I'm just gonna do it online on YouTube or TikTok. And then, you can all just write in the comments, and I can learn something or not learn anything, or you might learn something. Whatever, guys. This is how I've decided to rock and roll into the future. So today, I finally got an answer. Okay. So, I've been reading my mother and my half sister, Angie, for a very long time, because my half sister Angie is the reason I got my suitcases stolen. Many of those suitcases were empty. Okay. But anyway, she's the reason I got my suitcases stolen. She threw a spell for me to always get stuff stolen, and I thought I'd broken that spell. I thought everything I'd done had broken her spell of me having my money stolen, my property stolen, losing my stuff. Clearly her spell is still holding. It's still very, very strong, and she's still killing me. I'd really hoped that I was in a position now, after having gone to so many other sangomas and after doing so many rituals myself against my half sister. I really hoped that they would have taken root, but obviously they didn't take root, not yet. The metaphysical sometimes works very, very slowly. Maybe I have to wait for her to die, and maybe I have to hope that my half sister dies before my ass, okay? Maybe I have to pray for her death before I die. Okay. So anyway, here's the thing. I really, really thought that I had whatever. The fact is, she's the reason I got my stuff stolen. When that spell hits, she puts me in a state of confusion, and it goes boom, 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 boom. It puts me in a state of confusion, and it is a mess. Okay, and that's why I didn't understand my ancestors. They said, we told you what it was. You didn't understand because she was blocking you. Anyway, I've been doing research on demons, biblical demons, and tarot, because tarot is made up of the 77, 77 biblical demons, right? So I've been doing readings, and I realized that every time I catch my half sister Angie, every time I catch her trying to kill my son, trying to kill me, sending spells for me to get my stuff stolen, sending spells for men to dump me for her. She's very busy. She's very, very busy. Okay. And I know she's a demon. How do I know she's a demon? Because I'm a Sangoma, and I was finally shown that she's a demon, and that when she dies, she will go back to the realm of demons, right? So anyway, I realized that she is the Ten of Swords. Okay, so my half sister, she is the Ten of Swords, the demon, the Ten of Swords. In all the years I've been reading her, and in all the years I've been saying, describe my enemy, describe my enemy, describe my enemy, she's the Ten of Swords. And if you look at the Ten of Swords, you can see that although she has 10 swords on her back, she's very determined. She's very determined. She never gives up. She never gives up. She will get what she gets, because she has killed a lot of people I'm not just saying this because people in the West tend to feel that this is entertainment. Well, I'm an African. My half sister is a murderer. She killed her ex husband using, spells and rituals. And she's been trying to kill me. She's the reason why I'm so fat. And she's been trying to kill my son. It's awful. Okay. Anyway, she's a killer. Okay. Let's just get that. I'm trying to find her daughter now because she has her daughter. And I remember the first time I looked into her daughter's eyes and her daughter looked at me, we realized that we hated each other. The daughter was about 2 or 3 years old when I realized I hate this energy. And I wasn't even a Sangoma then, but I looked at my niece and I felt so guilty for hating her that I put in a lot of work into loving her. Now I just can't stand her, but I don't care. But anyway, her daughter is also a demon, right? So anyway, this is my half sister. My half sister is the 10 of Swords. I haven't found out what the 10 of Swords is in the Bible. Rest assured, I will find out. Because each tarot card represents a biblical demon. Okay, I will find out. So anyway, she must always get her person. So no matter, so you know what? I threw all these arrows at her. She still managed to get through in order for me to lose my past, to have my whole stuff stolen. So then I asked myself, if my sister is the 10 of Swords, okay, what's my mother's story? Then I keep a record of all my readings, which you should do. Thank you so much. High Vibe Soul. I keep a record of all my readings, which you should do, guys. I suggest that you keep a record of all your readings. I take pictures of all my tarot card readings, right? So I went through pictures of all my tarot card readings, looking for the card that constantly says your mother, your mother, your mother. And it turned out to be the 5 of Pentacles. So this makes so much effing sense. Okay. It makes so much sense because my mother and my half sister, they walk together. They have lived lifetime after lifetime together. Okay. And they go together. Can you see my mom? She's in front. And this is my half sister behind her. And they are walking, right? As soon as my mom dies, my half sister is gonna die within 6 to 9 months of my mom's death. Okay, so they walk together, right? They are together. So this is the demon, the 5 of Pentacles. So the 5 of Pentacles is extremely poor. That's my mother. She's extremely poor. Poor, very poor. She's poor. Okay. Okay. When I mean poor, you got to look at it differently from poor, dead, poor on the ground, right? It's like she was married to a wealthy man. That kind. Anyway, she's poor. At least in her opinion, the way she sees herself, right? She's very, very poor. And she's only nurtured one child. She had 7 children, but she's only nurtured one child. So it makes sense. My half sister, Angie, she has nurtured her, right? So this is a woman and her crippled child. My half sister, Angie, was so dumb. She was so dumb, diddly dumb. And my mother stole all her other children's energies and gave them to her, right? So she was crippled, right? My half sister Angie was crippled, but she is evil as fuck. She's a 10 of Swords, guys. She's the energy, the 10 of Swords. So anyway, my mom and my half sister have been trying to get into the church because this 5 of Pentacles is literally a demon and her child who got turned away from a church. Okay, literally. So my mother and my half sister are demons who literally got turned away by a church. The church said, no, you can't come in. You cannot come in. We don't care how pathetic you look. You cannot come in. So the church has all the money and they are outside the church. So as I pulled this, I heard They have been trying for eternity to get into this church. So don't think about it in a Christian way, but it's also kind of a Christian way, right? They've been trying to get to the good place, the comfortable place, where they can have everything and they can be so happy and they can chill. And my sister has tried 10 times. This is like 10 effing lifetimes. 10 lifetimes to get inside this church. Okay. So I asked, so who am I in their story? I am the Five of Cups, the one they always take from, the one they always steal from, which is true. They've taken my whole life, my entire life. So I'm the demon, the Five of Cups. They have taken from me my whole life. Okay, the two of them, my whole life. And so I spent my time crying about what has been taken from me, which is true because I was thinking that today. Okay, so what does my mother want to be? She wants to be this demon, the Queen of Pentacles. So all the evil she has done to me on this earth, she hopes that God will bring her back as the Queen of Pentacles. All her hard work, everything that she's going through. But interestingly enough, my half-sister, it appears God doesn't want to give her any more chances. What comes after the 10 of Swords? 11 of Swords, right? Let me look for the 11 of Swords. I hope you're all following me because you are. I think better when I'm thinking out loud. Okay. So what comes after the 10 of Swords? Okay. So my mother has got a long way to go. She's got many lifetimes before she reaches what she wants to reach. And I was just thinking the irony of it all. My dad is pure light energy. He's 100% light. My mother is pure evil, pure dark energy. And the Sangomas are the in-betweens. We are the gray area, right? We are the gray. 50% dark, 50% light. We are the gray. So it makes so much sense. That's my that God made my parents do the do. You know what I'm saying? I could never have been born to my stepfather because he was also 100% dark, right? So I found that so fascinating just by doing this research. I'm looking for 11 of Swords because it's a story, right? Is there an 11 of Swords, people? I don't know. Okay. Like tarot, I just use tarot for my battlegrounds, for my battles, right? I may not even have. Is there an 11 of Swords? Or does it end at 10? And then it goes to the, yeah, it must be 10. I don't know. The reason, go to the page. Yes, thank you. So, thank you. That's what I was thinking, that it goes to the page. So, my half-sister Angie, she has been the 9 of Swords, and now she is the 10 of Swords. She is determined to kill me and kill my son and take as much as she can from me so that she will be promoted in her next life to the Page of Swords. Guys, when you look at the tarot, you look at it from a Bantu perspective where God, the God of the Bantu says, for evil to exist, there must be good. And for good to exist, there must be evil. Otherwise, how would you know the difference? I realized that I must be inside the church. Okay? Okay. I must be inside the church. And my mother and her daughter, my mother and her daughters, all of them. I must be the only child in that whole household who is in the church, inside the church. Like, because my dad was of light, right? My dad was of light 100%. Their dad was of dark, right? He was a warlock. And my mom is a witchcraft technician, right? The best there is. So they don't have a card to go into the church. But then I realized that I'm in the church. I'm the only one of my mother's children who is inside the church that keeps turning them away. So their only way of getting into the church is obviously by killing a bitch. And then riding my energies. I did notice today when I did the reading on the Ten of Swords, I did notice that our bonds as siblings are broken. Me and my half sister, our bond as siblings, as her being my older sister, they are broken. Why are they broken? Because I broke my dad out of the cage that my mother put him in. I broke him out of the cage. So now I stand under my own biological dad's energy and his light, right? So she hit me, yes, and I lost my suitcases and shit, right? But it said for the first time ever, she is not your sister. Do you know that to the Bantu of the South, everything is paternal, right? Everything is paternalistic. You have to have the same father in order to be spiritually siblings, right? So I was told this person is not your sister. She's not your biological sister. So now it is coming out. So my spells and rituals, they are working. They are truly working, but they are just so slow. Oh my God. Okay. For me, they are just so slow. So anyway, so she is fighting very hard because she doesn't want to go down without a fight, because when God brings her back, she wants to be the Page of Swords. So you look at Bantuism this way, okay? And even Christianity is beginning to look like that to me. I don't give a fuck what you all say, but even Christianity is beginning to look like that to me, okay? It's beginning to look like they don't get punished for being evil. They actually get awarded for the evil that they do. They get promoted. They get promoted. They get promoted, guys. They get promoted. That's what I'm saying. Science, symbolism, and astrology. Yes, ma'am. That's exactly what it, especially Bantuism. Bantuism is science, symbolism, and astrology. We actually do astrology in South Africa as Sangomas. We do star patterns. Yeah, we do. Yes, ma'am. Because the stars actually determine what goes on the ground. But yes, but guys, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that because this is what they want me to be. They want me to be the Five of Cups. Loser, and I am a loser. They have won. They have won. I don't give a fuck who says what, when, and how. They have won. But anyway, here's the thing. In real life, my mother has spent all her life taking care of my half sister. My half sister was as dumb as doornails. My mother has spent her whole life taking care of her. Because there are two energies that walk together. We found that out, right? They are always together. They are always mother and daughter from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. So for eternity, my mother is the five of pentacles until she gets something right. Then she becomes the six of pentacles. I don't know if I'm making sense. What I'm saying is, no one gets punished for their deeds. Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying no one gets punished for their deeds. You are literally put into this world to be who you are supposed to be. Like Meghan Markle, she is a little demon running around destroying, and that's because God said so, right? But I'm just so shocked at how true these things are. How true these things are. This shit is so true. It's unbelievable. This is definitely my mother and her daughter. And this is my half sister. This is her. Okay. This is so true, you guys. I wish I could film them. Then you guys could watch. Okay. You could watch how they interact and how they do. Yeah. They are this. And this is why when my mom dies, she will die too. And she knows that. She knows that because I channeled her months ago and she said she doesn't want to go, but she's run out of time. She's run out of time because my mother is going, right? She didn't want to go. She's run out of time. She was enjoying life. Yeah. She really was. She was enjoying her life very, very much. She never suffered in her life. That's true. Because you know how we take care of our handicapped children? You know how we take care of our handicapped babies and whatever? My mother really took good care of this sister. She's not handicapped, but she's all over her. Mommy, always, right? And they're always together. So she said she's had a good life. She doesn't want it to end. She doesn't want to go. She does not want to go, but she has to go because my mother is dying and she dies with my mother. They go together. So I'm sitting here thinking, Ms. Rider, wait, that bitch was smart. She really understood demons. She really understood energies. That bitch was smart. Well, my ancestors said, as long as I don't mourn my mother, as long as I don't go, and we agreed when I did that live and I said goodbye to her, I said I will never come to her grave and I will never mourn her, right? So I will never mourn her, right? When I say that, we agreed that that's the end of the line. But if I mourn her and I go to her grave, then we shall have to do this again and again and again and again. I don't need that. So I'm not going to mourn her. I hope nobody tells me that she's dead. Even if they tell me that she's dead, I'm going to follow what my ancestors said. They said they want to break this line in this lifetime permanently. So I'm not going to mourn her because she wasn't my mother. She was my half-sister's mother. And I'm obviously not going to mourn my half-sister. I hope she dies quickly right after my mother. Because I'm tired of losing my life to her. I'm really tired. But yeah, guys, now, I usually do this with my former students, like I said, and then we discuss it and whatever. But I'm just not getting exactly what I want or what I need. I always leave feeling empty. You know, that's why I kind of stopped teaching one-on-one and I took to teaching you guys all together like this. Yeah, I'm happy doing this. I'm happy teaching you all together. I mean, I'm not making money. I'm a broke ass. But, you know, I'm happy doing this, you know? Doing this. I'm happy. Anyway, this is the thing. I know you're all little tarot queens out there. I know you'll be tarot queens out there. And I need you to fantasize this story of my mother and her daughter. These are two demons. Basically, this is what I'm saying to you. In this case, my mother is the Five of Pentacles demon. Her child, the crippled child over here, in my case, is the Ten of Swords. This is so crazy because you know what that means? That means that when we get these cards where they are children, like there's more than one child, right? Like, or more than one person. These are three separate demons. It's so funny. I always assumed that the one demon would be the guy giving out the money and the justice, but no. These are three separate demons. Okay. And you can find the one in the blue and the one in the green in the Bible as well. That's so crazy. Guys, that's crazy to me. That is so crazy. She was so smart. She was just so brilliant. Anyway, if you can visualize my mother and her daughter Angie, because you're tarot card readers, please throw cards on it and then please tell me, visualize. Like, that's the one thing that you guys don't do a lot of because you rely too much on the tool. Okay, so I need you to not just read the tool, but also go with your instincts, go with your visualization. And then if you get anything interesting, please write it for me in the comments. Pretty please. Okay? Thank you guys. Bye.